Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 29 of What If Naruto Had Cosmic Energy. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto Was Told About the Uzumaki Clan from the beginning, and enjoy that guys. And he also posts a brand new episode over in Making 2 of What If Naruto Was Put Through Hell and Adopted by the Raikage. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember if you're new to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be planning talking about all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, even though he had incredible power, Naruto never wished to let this happen. He never wanted any of this. As he looked around at the senseless chaos, at the violence that he never wanted because all of them were dead. All of the people of the Hidden Rain had been slaughtered in the onslaught of what happened between him and Nagato. As he never wanted this, Konan woke up in a dark, damp place. As she realized that she was safe, as Rimuru was the one that was there protecting her. As Jiraiya was there as well. As she was let down as she saw Naruto. He destroyed all the buildings that were left in nothing but pile of debris. As he damped the earth so deep, creating massive holes all over. She realized what he was doing. He was creating graves. As he placed each and every body inside. Putting the people to rest, she was surprised. How could someone be so powerful and yet so gentle at the same time? As Jiraiya saw that Naruto didn't like this at all. After all, despite his immense power, he has always been passionate about everything and everyone around him. And to see this countless slaughter, he didn't like it one bit. Meanwhile, the masked man realized that he was gonna need more opposing forces to win against Naruto. As he realized if Naruto could do that in the Rain and defeat Nagato, how could any of the other Akatsuki members stop him? So that is why he decided to get some more information, and more details and more corruption of his plan. As he went to find Danzo, as Danzo was surprised to be found by this man, as he told Danzo that the Hokage knew that he was one behind the Uchiha massacre, and perhaps they were already setting a plan for him. Danzo had made his way back to the village. There was nothing. Tsunade was acting rather normal. Danzo decided to pull matters into his own hand, as he used the Kodomasukami. Using the Kodomasukami, Danzo was able to tamper with the mind of Tsunade. Yes. As he made her believe that Naruto should be locked away. His power is getting too dangerous, and soon enough he will turn that power against Konoha. And Tsunade believed him because her mind was being tampered with by the Kodomasukami, and there was nothing that she could do about it, as Danzo was gonna pull all of this into his hand. The group came back to the village, Konan in tow because she could not stay there. No one was left except for her, and it was nothing but destruction, and Jiraiya would of course wanted to bring her. She was the only student remaining. As they arrived, they went into the count's room. Tsunade was acting all strange. Danzo realized that he had to as he cast it over the rest of the people in there. Danzo could not use the ability anymore until tomorrow because he had the Monkey cells. As Naruto looked towards the man, he knew that something was wrong when Tsunade told him that she was gonna subdue him. That he would be placed into lockup until further notice. As the envoys had arrived, Naruto felt nothing coming from them, no emotion. He figured this was Danzo's root agents, as he subdued them. As Naruto subdued everyone in the council chambers, once again just showing how much more powerful he is. Danzo thought he had a fighting opportunity until Sasuke came in, as Naruto sent Rimuru to call him. Danzo was quickly subdued as Naruto dived into the mind of everyone around, tapping into their subconscious. He could find the Sharingan genjutsu that Danzo placed on them, he broke it, shattering it as everyone snapped back to reality. Danzo was shocked that he was able to do something like that, but Tsunade didn't waste any time. As for what he has done, there was no other way than to put him to death. Sasuke took great pleasure in ending the man's life. His arm bracer was not off, so he could not use the Izanagi, as he died miserably and terribly. Something that he never wanted at all. He died. With that out of the way, everyone thought that everything returned back to normal, as Danzo had just tried to invade their minds. As Konan was there at the village as Tsunade spoke to her. Konan didn't know what to do with her life now, as Tsunade told her that Naruto told her that she could stay at the Uzumaki compound. He felt remorse for what he did to her village, and the amount of people that got killed. Despite he was in a war, he still had remorse for those things. As Konan accepted, because frankly she didn't know what to do, and Jiraiya was gonna make sure that she didn't fall into depression to kill herself. After all, he's seen many shinobi who come from the battlefield take their life, and rather, given the fact that she lost Nagato, he had to keep an eye on her. But that was not the only problem coming, as the Tishikage said that he was going to declare war on Konoha. The masked man managed to convince him, telling him about the destruction that Naruto caused at the Hidden Rain. The man was convinced that Naruto needed to be stopped, because what will he do when he realized that he was too powerful to be content in this world as a simple mortal? He would take over the nations. But someone then came. Not from this world, someone came down and asked for Athena. As the people were shocked in the market district where they were, far from Konoha, someone was glistening with all kinds of power. The name that he asked for, Athena, was the same woman that spoke to Naruto and told her that this cosmic ability was hers. So yeah guys, so basically that's what I thought you guys can switch across the play, check out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. We begin this episode with the Hidden Stone. Kurosaki was looking over all the files as she flipped through the photographs. As she went to the inn, she placed it down on her grandfather's desk. Are you sure this is why? She asked. As she looked towards her grandfather, Oniki's face was hardened, as his back was turned to her. This is the only way, he said. Once again that boy has shown that he's able to do remarkable things. If we don't act now, things will get even worse, and then who will be able to contain him? I know that we want the same, the betterment of the Hidden Stone, but what if he's strong enough to subdue all our shinobis? He might be strong, but no one is invincible, said Oniki after his talk with the masked man, who currently had several Biju under his control, which they could use in this battle to take down Konoha and take down Naruto Uzumaki. Because if they did not only get more powerful, why did that boy have to follow the rules if he was that powerful? Oniki knew that power corrupted people, and if that boy turned his sights on this village, just like what Oniki did in the Chunin exams, things would be rather terrible for them, and he couldn't allow that to happen. Are you doubting me or your village? Said Oniki as he turned towards his granddaughter. Of course not, she said. But the facts are there, Gramps. He's a lot stronger than we thought. And you still haven't told me this new alliances that you have gathered. Who is it? It is no village, but it's someone. Someone that will prove whether worthy to our cause. You don't have to worry. Just fall in line. Naruto Uzumaki will die. He has become an enigma in this world, and he has to be stopped. Either that or we all fall. It was then that the sky turned black, dark as night, as Oniki opened the window and flew out. The man looked up to the heavens as he saw something flying through the darkness. Something that was literally causing the darkness a strange sparkle. It moved so fast he couldn't even see a good glance of it. The sky then returned back to normal. What is that? Said Oniki. Meanwhile, at Konoha, do you feel guilty? As Naruto was sitting down, his eyes were closed, as Konan was behind him as she looked towards him. As she asked him a question, she hadn't gotten to talk to him because of everything that happened. She heard that some mess happened with him in the office. That is why he took so long to return. She didn't know why these people were so nice. It's not like she did anything to gain their friendship, especially that girl that flew. As Konan realized that she was a seven-tailed Jinchuriki, judging from the description, and not to mention her beaten wings. And she wondered if Naruto told them anything about her. That if she was a part of the Akatsuki recently. Because none of them said anything. Guilty, said Naruto. As he got up, opening his eyes. Should I be, he said. You should not, she said. In this world, people rarely have remorses, especially when they get to kill their enemy. As Naruto sighed, I came here to find the guy that killed the girls I love, and to take him down. I never came here to kill children and innocent people. As Naruto hated that part of his abilities, the chaos that came with him battling someone. As children, innocent children died, and he hated that it was tearing him apart. Konan saw what he did. Despite the feelings that he was going through, he refused to show sadness in his face towards other girls. He hugged them, he kissed them, he talked to them happily, because he wanted them to be happy. How could someone be so generous? It just was unheard of. As she realized, a long time ago, what Nagato and her were doing were for the worse. Was something that was not going to change the world at all. It was a loss, she said, a terrible one, but you alone did not cause it, and you should not rack yourself with guilt over it. She felt like a hypocrite saying those words, because it was her village, but judging from what he has done, a part of her didn't want to see him suffer. It was strange, but a part of her just didn't want to see him suffer. She was the one that went around all the villages that he had helped, and she saw how much he did for the people and how much he cared for them. Someone like that should not suffer this way. You're trying to make me feel better. He saw right through her. Thanks, but it's nothing for you to worry about, said Naruto. I should be the one apologizing. I took your friend from you. I took your village from you. You should be hating me right now. I don't think that me offering you a place to stay would fix anything. We were gonna hunt you down and remove the 9 kills from you to fix this world, including that girl inside, which you seem to care about deeply. She has 7 tails. So, in the end of it all, you were gonna suffer even more if we were not stopped. Are you saying that I was justified in doing what I did? I know that you feel great pain for what happened to the children and innocent people, but we were not in the right either. Our views had changed a long time ago because of a certain man, as she clenched her fists. So do not blame yourself, this is not all on you. We were corrupted and misguided as well. I was able to see that I was going too far, but yet I couldn't stop it. I should be the one blaming myself. Well, you shouldn't, said Naruto. You did as you could in the end to try and stop it, but I guess Naruto paused. As she looked towards him confused as he just stopped talking, the sky turned black as panic started to set over Konoha. As Naruto wondered what the hell was going on and what this feeling was as he looked up into the heavens. Ninjas of Konoha looked up in the sky as they wondered what the hell was going on. As Ino and Sakura was out shopping, the both of them came to a stop. What the hell is that? Tamara came out of the house as she stepped outside, as she had an apron on looking like she was cooking something. She looked up in the heavens as well. Sasuke was currently with Hinata as they were in the Hokage monument as he looked up in the heavens. The sky just turned black like it was night. There was no moon, yet there was this strange light from that thing in the middle of the sky that dropped like a missile. Everyone saw the thing drop and turned their head to where it was coming. Tamara's eyes went wide, but it did not drop where she was. Instead, it dropped out in the field. Boom! The explosion was sudden. Konan found herself a long distance away as she crashed into the ground, but yet she felt no pain. As she saw what happened, her body was encased in a strange bubble by Naruto to protect her. As the bubble vanished, as she got to her feet, wondering what the hell was going on, paper wings came from her back as she flew up in the air, moving forward to get back to the destination. As the smoke was slowly clearing away, as Naruto stood where he was, he had a hand up in the sky, as a fist was firmly planted right into the palm. The ground under Naruto's feet had exploded, that was the person that blew Konan away, and also obliterated the tree that was right beside Naruto. But yet Naruto did not budge. His knees did not bend, he did not show any weakness. He grabbed the person's hand and twisted it. The person looked shocked. Yes, they were caught off guard, as Naruto slammed them into the earth with such force it shook. As he stood over the person, "Who the hell are you?" he said. As Naruto looked toward his palm, if he was a normal person, he would have surely died at that impact, as his palm had a large red imprint in it. This person was trying to kill him. As Naruto could not see the person's face, there was this hazy glow over it. As Naruto's eyes flashed purple, the person jumped away as they got to their feet. How? No, that's not possible. As a haze around the person quickly vanished, to show someone standing there. It was a man. Long white hair. He had green eyes. He was wearing a strange clothing. It was a yukata, a strange and made yukata, with strange spikes on the arm guard. It was like some kind of armor, a green metal plate armor, and he wasn't wearing anything on his feet. As his feet touched into the grass, it seemed like it was nurturing with nature. Because where he stood, the grass around him started to get flourish, like it was being watered intensely. It was growing. The tree that he obliterated literally started to put itself back together. It was like he was reversing time. As he stepped forward, "How is this possible? How? This isn't possible," he said. "Who the hell are you?" said Naruto. As the man took a closer look at Naruto. "But you're just a human. This shouldn't be possible." As Naruto was tired of this bullshit. "Who are you?" he asked. This man was just coming and telling me that it was impossible. "How did you do this, Athena? Her power was supposed to go to the next worthy person in our ranks, but yet you got it. How is that possible?" The name clicked into Naruto's mind. "You mean Goddess Athena? You know her?" the man asked. "Yes, she spoke to me." "How do you know her?" "She's my older sister," the man said. Naruto was shocked. "Sister? You stole her power. It doesn't belong to you. Give it back," the man said. "Look, Naruto couldn't get to finish his sentence as the man flashed into his guard. The speed was unnatural, faster than anything Naruto has ever seen. As the man slammed a fist towards Naruto's chin, but Naruto caught it. He was faster than anything Naruto has ever seen, but not faster than Naruto. Naruto catching that fist sent tremors over the land, as the entire place shook violently. Shinobis were already making their way towards their destination, as Temari came out to their fan. Teiwai came out with their flute. Haku rushed over. Fu rushed over as well. Everyone was making their way rather quickly. Sasuke was hopping from rooftop to rooftop along with Hinata. Everyone was making their way to wonder what was going on. As Naruto was grabbed, as a man grabbed onto the front of his shirt and flew, taking them both of them for a joyride. As he flew with incredible speed, breaking through our atmosphere and throwing Naruto. As Naruto stopped in mid-air, standing in the depths of space. As Naruto looked down towards the planet, he was surprised. Yes, this guy was fast, as that speed that he just used was a lot faster than the one he used to get to him. "Look, you said Athena is your older sister," said Naruto. "I didn't take any power. This power was bestowed upon me. She even told me that the power has a mind of its own, and came to the person that they think is worthy enough to take it and handle it. You stole it." As Naruto frowned, "I didn't steal anything. I'm taking it back, whether you like it or not," the unnamed man said as he shot forward. His fist caught back, as Naruto watched a green glow surface around the fist. As the man shot his fist forward, a strange greenish tiger, a hologram it seems, emerged from his fist and roared to smack into Naruto. But Naruto slapped it to the side as it dispersed. The man stood there shocked before he charged towards Naruto again. As Naruto twisted and grabbed the man by his neck and held him up with one arm. As they were still in the midst of space, Naruto grabbed his left arm. He twists his right arm back and dropped it on Naruto. A third arm came from Naruto's side and grabbed the man's right arm. As Naruto headbutted him. As he staggered back as Naruto released him, he got dizzy. He frowned as he raised his hands to the depths of space. As Naruto watched strange energy being pulled towards him, like he was literally sucking natural energy from plants around him, as it formed a giant green, menacing ball. Meanwhile, on Earth, everyone saw as a ball, a large green ball in the sky, started to generate with absolute power. Given the fact that Naruto's back was turned to the Earth, he threw it right towards Naruto, who saw it coming. As Naruto shot forward and met it head on, he flew right through it. Before he roared, a roar that came from the depths of his throat that obliterated the green ball. As the guy blinked as Naruto grabbed him by the throat and dropped, they descended from the heavens as they broke through our atmosphere. The guy slammed his face into Naruto's stomach, but Naruto simply shrugged it off and dropped them into the earth. The explosion was massive. Lucky enough, Naruto landed in an empty, wide open area, and that was the depths of the hidden sand. The explosion blew away sand from miles upon miles. As Naruto got to his feet, looking down at the person, who simply slowly got back up, as he shrugged it off. That won't work, he said. He then looked around, looking concerned by the sand, as his face was grabbed by Naruto as Naruto flew off. The next thing he knew, he was smashed right through a mountain. This person was strong and Naruto could not subdue him that easily. That is what he needed to do, subdue him, and make him talk and find out how he knew Athena. As they were already on a different continent, as Naruto's speed was a lot faster, he was planted in the mountainside as Naruto dressed back as he looked at him. You will give it back, he said. Despite all that damage, he didn't have a single scratch on him, while Naruto was completely unharmed as well. As Naruto stood there, he backed away as the man came towards him and swung his fist towards his face. His fist connected with Naruto's face, but Naruto did not budge. He twisted his leg and smashed it into Naruto's side, but Naruto did not budge. Why aren't you fighting back? Because I'm done fighting, said Naruto. You're strong, but I'm stronger. Oh, is that so? It is, said Naruto. I want to know how you know Athena. As Naruto lowered himself and he dropped down, dropping on his feet. She was the one that told me, that made me understand about these powers, and what her kind was. Literal gods. And she told me her power had to do with the cosmic energy. And from what I'm seeing, you seem to be intact with nature. As the man narrowed his eyes. And you said that she's your older sister. So tell me what's going on, let me understand what's going on. And why did you just attack me out of the blue? How did you get that power? It happened when I was born, said Naruto. It just came to me. I did not steal it. I did not forcefully take it or anything. But this isn't possible. You're not fitting for this kind of power. It doesn't matter, said Naruto. It came to me. It chose me. Tell me, why did you attack me? Because my big sister died. She died, and her power was supposed to be passed on into the next world era. Someone far, far away from this planet, not even near your solar system. And yet, you got it, somehow. We've searched, we've scoured the place, but there was nothing. Recently, I felt this jolt, energy that came from my sister. I was surprised. I thought that perhaps she was alive, but no, she was not. And yet I found you here with it. I assume that somehow you have stolen it, because none of the suitable candidates were born. Back with the cosmic engine that my sister wields. So you thought I stole it, so you attacked me. What good did that cause? As the man frowned as he looked down. How? How did you get it? It's not possible. Your sister told me that it came to me because I deserved it. And it would only go to the right person. The man seemed to let down his guards. You spoke to her, huh? Yes. But she told me it was only a one-time deal. As the man lowered his head, he sighed I'm sorry, he said. As Naruto was surprised by the quick change. I am not one to not admit when I am wrong. I attacked you without knowing anything. As he stepped forward and extended his hand. My name is Natsu. You can call me Natsu for short. The name is Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki. So are you a god like your sister? Huh, I wish. My sister was born a long time before me. Number that you can't even process. Well, perhaps you can now. But a very, very long time. But her time had come. Because even gods die. All of us are born with something else. Something rather unique to us. My sister had the power over cosmic. She could do amazing things. I was born with the power over natural sources. Anything natural, plants, life forms, anything around me. To feel the natural engine in the air. Which I could wield to my benefit. And there are others. Come, I must take you to them. This world is not suited for you anymore. What? Said Naruto. Yes, you must leave. I'm not leaving, said Naruto. You don't understand. This power that you now wield cannot remain on this earth. There's a reason. While we are so distant, especially my sister, this power of yours is too chaotic. Hearing by the name, it's supposed to be out there in the atmosphere free, cosmic. You're not supposed to be here refined to one planet, a mere speck that could be torn apart if something might happen to you, or get your temper to rise. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I kinda get the gist of what you're saying, but I'm not leaving my home, said Naruto. You are something more than anyone here. You must understand that. And you must understand that I love these people, and I'm not leaving, said Naruto. Would you be stubborn on this matter? Given the fact that we just met, you really think I'll just go with you, said Naruto? You don't understand. I was the first one to feel it, but I'm not the last. The others will come, and they will take you. Take me? They will try to convince you to come by willingly. But if you don't, they will take you by force. Because that power you possess is something this world was never meant to see. So I assure you, it's not going to be easy. Take my offer and come with me, before things get worse. As he extended his hand, but Naruto slapped it away. Sorry, but I'm not going to be coming with you, or anyone else. You remind me much of my sister. Arrogant. Yet somewhat humble. But, I'm sorry. As he flew off, he stood mid-air as he looked at Naruto. I'll be back. But I do apologize for what is going to happen when I do come back. Because I won't be the only one returning. They will come for you. You have time spending with your loved ones because when they do come for you, they will not give you a chance. As he flew off, not giving Naruto a second thought, he just went away. As Naruto watches he leave Earth atmosphere, Naruto dusted himself off. He wouldn't leave this Earth to go live with these guys that he barely knew, or just came up to him thinking that he was a part of them. Athena had told him to live for himself, to protect the ones closest to him. Well, perhaps this is why he said the both of them were alike. They did not follow by others' rule. As Naruto blinked away, back at Konoha as everyone was gathered. As Naruto slowly touched down. What the hell was that? Asked Nadia as she looked over towards him. As Naruto simply scratched the back of his head, as all eyes turned towards him, there were a lot of them. Time skip. So you're telling me that these people that Athena was a part of, this group that call themselves gods, are going to be coming for you? Tsunade, Sasuke, Hinata, and all the girls who were there inside of Naruto's house. All of them sitting in the comfy chairs. What are we gonna do? Asked Fu. Are they gonna try and take you? Don't worry. I won't allow that to happen, said Naruto. I won't be leaving you guys. How strong was he? Asked Tsunade. He was strong, but not too strong, said Naruto. I could handle him. He said that Athena was his big sister, as I said. And he said that he wasn't as strong as her. But the others will try to take me by force. Things always go off the edge with you, doesn't it? Said Tsunade as she looked towards Naruto. Huh, I guess so, said Naruto. I guess we have a new problem to worry about. Don't worry, Naruto-kun, said Haku. It doesn't matter who they are, or where they come from. We won't let them take you. As all the girls nodded, as Naruto smiled at that. That was another part of it. He wouldn't leave. After all, this was his home, not with those people. As Konan looked at him, she didn't know why she was allowed to stay in here and hear this. I mean, they weren't exactly friends completely, but he still trusted her to hear all of this. The door then opened up as Jiraiya walked inside. What did I miss? He said. You finally back, you old perv, said Naruto. Hey, I was gathering some information. You don't have to wound me like that, said Jiraiya. Time skip. Both Naruto and Sasuke were quickly making their way. Jiraiya got some information from one of his spies that Itachi Uchiha was going to be passing through the land of mountains in this precise day. The man that came up with the information said that he was Nabar, and he overheard talking. No one knew that he was there and listening, so that was rather surprising. Jiraiya did not know if this was a trap or anything. That is why Naruto was sent along with Sasuke. Sasuke was indebted to go to speak to Itachi. Tsunade gave out a decree to bring Itachi back alive after hearing what happened. It was a secret operation, and Naruto was probably the only one that can go and subdue him without anyone finding out. As Sasuke was tagging along as well, as he was the one that wanted to talk to his brother to finally end this once and for all. Meanwhile, as Itachi was strolling through, along with Kisame, as he knew a couple of Jiraiya's spies. Itachi was a smart man, again jutsu here and there. He was able to let someone spill information about him and where he was going next. And now he was waiting for Sasuke to come after him. His sickness was getting worse. It's a couple of weeks before he kicked the bucket. Or months. But he was gonna die. But Sasuke was the only one that deserved to take his life. News had not been spread yet about Konoha or what happened with Danzo. So Itachi had no idea. But what he do know was the hidden ring was gone. As news had spread about that, Kisame looked over to his partner that was being more silent than usual, if that was even possible for someone like Itachi. So what do you think this whole problem was with the leader? How did he manage to escape, said Kisame. I heard this Kami was quite powerful. Naruto Uzumaki, Itachi said. The leader escaping shouldn't be so difficult for you to grasp. You have seen his eyes and know that he's powerful. But still, how did the two of them manage to destroy a nation by themselves? I mean, that is just ridiculous. And he still did not capture the Nine Tails, said Kisame. The leader had spoken to them. None of them knew that they were being played though, because Nagato was dead. As a white Zetsu could come a long way in replicating a person. Not even the Sharingan could see or tell the difference between them. After all, right now, they needed more than ever to make sure. Well, Obito needed to make sure that the Akatsuki stick together. He could use the 4 S-rank ninjas a part of the group that was gonna storm Konoha and to take down Naruto Uzumaki. He had the backings of the Hidden Stone already. So it's just a couple more and he's gonna get ready to march. Naruto Uzumaki needs to fall no matter what. Samehada started to twist strange on Kisame's back as Kisame came to a stop. Seems like we have company. Itachi smiled. It was so small that you could barely see it as he turned. As he watched as Naruto descended down and came to a stop, followed by Sasuke, who came blindly down beside Naruto in a quick Sunshin. As the group of duo steer off each other and just watch each other, unmoving, unblinking. Kisame smirked. So you're coming, huh? He said as he laughed. You know, that's quite a wonderful name to be called Kami by your people. You must certainly be powerful. I remember the last time that we had our little battle. I wonder how much of you changed. Kisame, I'll be taking you back towards Kiri. You're still wanted for the assassination of many important figures there. And not to mention they want back their blade. Are you gonna take it from me? Asked Kisame. I'm afraid this is not a chat or a simple survey or anything like that. I'm gonna take you back and that's the end of that. Cocky, huh? Said Kisame. Not really, said Naruto. Itachi, you're coming back to Konoha. As Naruto looked Itachi dead in the eyes, unblinking. Is that so? Are you gonna meet me, Naruto-kun? Asked Itachi, as he looked towards Naruto. Well, if I have to. But I really hope you list the reasons. But, just give me a second, said Naruto, as he blinked out of sight. Kisame twists as he twirled Samihata. As Itachi jumped away as Sasuke jumped towards his brother. Sasuke landed as he still did not say anything. As Samihata was grabbed by Naruto, the bandages instantly tore off. As spikes came forward and stabbed into Naruto's palm. Well, they tried, but his skin felt like iron. As two iron grated against each other, creating sparks. As Naruto grabbed tightly onto Samihata and ripped it away from Kisame with nothing but brute strength, despite Kisame holding onto the handle. As Naruto grabbed Samihata in his hand, the thing started to twirl and twist, trying to get out of his grasp. But Naruto squeezed it as the thing turned into glass, freezing the sword over. Kisame flashed two hands as he opened his mouth. A torrent of water jetted out of it. As Naruto held up his hand, the water clashed against Naruto's hand. A wormhole opened up in Naruto's palm as he absorbed the water. He sucked all of it inside. He then raised his hands to the heavens. Kisame watched as the water descended upon him, slamming down on him with full force as he got caught up right in it. But Kisame smirked. What did he think he was gonna do? Drown him? Kisame swam to burst out of the water, but his face slammed right into solid steel. The edges of the water turned to steel and Kisame realized that he was trapped in some sort of cube. As Naruto snapped his finger, the cube petrified and Kisame was stuck inside. As Naruto waved his hand over Samihata and it vanished, gone, till he re-summoned it. He did the same thing to Kisame as Kisame vanished. Itachi looked over in shock. Naruto subdued an extra criminal with nothing but the barest minimum. As Naruto stepped forward, he then waved his hand as Itachi watched as this strange hologram flooded over the area. No one can hear us, said Naruto, or even see us. As he stepped towards Itachi. I know. Itachi turned towards his brother that was speaking for the first time. I know what you did. Danzo is dead. Itachi was surprised. We know about your mission, Itachi, said Naruto, picking up for Sasuke. The 5th Hokage has ordered us to bring you back to Konoha. We know what you did. We know about your sacrifice. I'm afraid I cannot return, Itachi said. After, we know what you did, said Naruto. I know your brother here hasn't fully decided on what he thinks of you yet. But I was given a mission by the Hokage to bring you back. And that is what I will do. Alive, not dead. As Naruto's eyes scanned over Itachi. You're dying. As Naruto could see, the man's life force was diminishing. Itachi was surprised that Naruto was able to pick it up so quickly. I guess they don't call you Kami for a reason. Itachi has been trying to place Naruto under a genjutsu because he was looking directly into his eyes, but there was nothing working on Naruto. It almost feels like his chakra could not invade Naruto's system at all. As Itachi wondered if he should kick it up a notch. As his eyes shifted, I'm afraid I cannot return back to Konoha, he said. Tsukuyomi. As both him and Naruto's eyes connected, as the world shifted as Naruto was cast into Tsukuyomi, Itachi looked over to Sasuke. Did you really do this all to save my life? Asked Sasuke. As he looked at his brother. Did you really do this all to save my life? All these years I've spent hating you. But you did this to stop war, to prevent the coup that father was planning. And yet, you chose Konoha because you wanted to save me. Because you loved me, said Sasuke. As his eyes changed, Itachi was shocked when he saw the new pattern in Sasuke's eyes. I got these the moment I realized. All this time I was trying to kill you, but you were trying to protect me. You wanted to die. Naruto was able to put that together because you wanted people to see me as a hero for who killed you. After all the goodness that you did. You took down mother and father and our entire clan to spare me from death. You went on the run, became a criminal all for me, and I spent all this time hating you, resenting you, wishing to murder you. Why? Why do so much for me? Why go through so much for me? As Itachi didn't know what to say because he didn't expect this. As tears were leaking from Sasuke's eyes, it made his heart ache seeing his brother like this. As Itachi felt a hand rest on his shoulder, to his shock it was Naruto. As Itachi turned but he was stuck. He could not move his legs. He didn't realize that the place changed. He was now in his own genjutsu world, and he was bound with wires that wrapped around him tightly. He couldn't move a muscle. As he tried to break it but nothing was happening. What is this? Itachi asks. Your brother has been through so much. Don't make him kill you, said Naruto. If you do, it will surely break him. And despite having people now, he will think that he has nothing left. Nothing to live for. He's just starting over. He has a girl, Hinata. She likes him a lot. He likes her as well. Despite everything that you've done, despite you thinking that you're a monster for what you did to him, which you are in some cases, he still loves you. And after finding out this, from what I know about the Sharingan, the more emotion one releases, the more it affects one's eyes. And as you can see, Sasuke's eyes are no longer normal. This is your chance, Itachi. This is your chance of fixing your past mistakes. This is your chance of becoming the big brother that Sasuke wanted. Itachi, for the first time in his life, was shocked silence that this was happening to him. Don't worry, I won't let you die, said Naruto. And everything went black. Sasuke watches Itachi collapse unconscious. The moment Naruto placed hand on his shoulder, for Sasuke was just a second, but Naruto had time to speak to Itachi. What do you do? Sasuke asks. Just a bit of sedative, said Naruto. But we need to get him back. Wait, about his sickness, Sasuke said. As Naruto sat down, as he looked at Itachi's unconscious form. About that, he says, he placed a hand on Itachi's chest. As Naruto cosmic energy started to enter Itachi's body, Itachi's eyes shot open as they glow purple. As Naruto lay down beside Itachi and locked his eyes. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in a wide, empty space where there was this vial of darkness. It was a disease that was currently infecting Itachi, slowly destroying his organs one after another. Overusage of his eyes, mixed with something else Naruto wasn't fully aware of. But he was gonna die in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. But Naruto could fix that, of course. But it wasn't going to be easy. Time skip. Itachi woke up, rather confused. The last thing he remembered was his eyes shot open as he tried to get up, but he could not. He didn't realize that he was strapped down to a table. Itachi could not feel his chakra at all. The bare minimum was there to keep him alive, but other than that, he could not feel his chakra. As he realized, he was looking up at the face of none other than Tsunade of the Sanin. Her hands were glowing green on his chest. As Itachi was surprised, he was in the Hokage's midst. You're awake, she said, and right on time. As Itachi, confused, looking around. Where am I? He said. Somewhere private. No one know that you're back. I know what happened. I know what you did. And I know why you did it. Then you must understand that this secret can never come out. Danzo is dead. His past actions does not affect me. Someone like you. For what you have been through. The sacrifice that you made for Konoha. It should not end so miserably. It is gonna end anyway, said Itachi, knowing that he was gonna die. Your sickness, said Tsunade. Well, she was the world's best made ninja. If Naruto could figure it out, so could she. Naruto cured you. What? Itachi said, shocked as he looked towards her. He cured me? Naruto can do a lot of remarkable things, although it did take a lot out of him. It took him a while to get you back here, even with Sasuke. Well, even I would have struggled with your kind of sickness to remove it. But I would have gotten the job done. I am the world's best estimated name for a reason, she said. But this was no easy sickness. For you to be still walking around, acting so casually. Your sickness was nothing to scoff at, and you would have died if you had continued on, especially if you pushed yourself in a battle. Itachi was speechless. He was not cured. He had a chance to live. But what would he live for? As I said, for your sacrifice, I will not let you go out in vain like this. Your being in Konoha is currently under the strictest secrets of secrets. No one has any idea. There is no more use for me, Hokage-sama, he said. Perhaps it's just best if I die, he said. If things carry on like this, where will lead any of us? For the people to find out that Konoha was the one that made sure the Uchihas went down. Even though it was not you or Hokage, it was Danzo. It was still done by the village. And not to mention destroy the Uchiha reputation of planning a coup against everyone. And you want that to be kept secret. That is why you wanted Sasuke to kill you. To be seen as a hero that took down the person that murdered his clan. As Itachi said nothing, and Tsunade understood that she hit the right mark. Tsunade walked over to the table as she came back with a syringe with a strange liquid inside. Sasuke wants you alive. This will kill you in a matter of seconds. I can inject in your bloodstream, and you will die immediately. I will take all the blame as being the Hokage, so that Sasuke does not blame Naruto. Or you could rejoin Konoha as one of his secret forces. Danzo Shimura had a secret organization known as Root. I'm guessing you already know of that. All the members have been subdued. Naruto has removed the seal from all of them. They were officially loyal to Konoha despite Danzo being their master. And I currently have all of them under my control. But I cannot mix them with my normal envoys. It would not work. And I'm looking for someone to lead this operation. That is why I think someone like you, Itachi Uchiha, could be the best person to lead this operation in the shadows, working for the good of Konoha, unlike Danzo, and helping me as the Hokage to make Konoha better. Or perhaps, do you want me to inject you right here and now, and end your life, she asks. As Itachi ponder over the choices on which one to make, as this question right here would either change his life, or would either end it, and he did not know what to do. Or perhaps he does, and he was just afraid to make his intentions known. Time skip. What? Obito said. I have no idea where they gone. They just vanish. Nothing. I've searched, and I can't seem to find them at all. How could they just vanish? This, more than any time now, we will need them. They were supposed to be going after the 8 Tails. How could they just disappear like that? As Obito looked towards Black Zetsu, I have searched everywhere, their last known location, but there's nothing there. Zetsu pondered a thought. Do you think Naruto got to them? Did you see anything in the area? Devastation, destruction? No, it was clean. It was like no one passed through. That is the abnormal part. But there was nothing around. This doesn't make any sense, Obito said, confused. How could they just vanish in thin air like that? That thing in the sky that we saw. Perhaps that was Naruto, scouring the nations for them. You could be right. But even if he did find them, why would he take them instead of ending their life? They are members of the Akatsuki, unless the Hokage wished to place Itachi back in their ranks, after realizing that he wasn't an enemy after all. I knew that Itachi might try something to prevent or plan from succeeding, but as long as he was doing his job until that moment came, I was adamant on letting him live. But now, if he had truly betrayed us, he needs to die, Obito said. Go find Takazu and Hida and tell them mission change. That you're supposed to go to Kumo and collect the 8 tails. As Zetsu nodded as he sank underground, and he vanished. The moment Zetsu vanished, Obito slammed his fist into the wall, shattering it with great force. He was angry, he was furious, he was livid. He was still wearing his orange mask. It wasn't yet time for his change, but he did. Had a Rinnegan implanted in his eye socket that was not being shown, and he had the other one safely stashed away. He cursed to himself things were getting worse. He had no idea where Kisame and Itachi was. He had no idea if Naruto was scouting the continent, trying to find them. Damn it, he cursed to himself as he got to his feet. He needed to push this war as he made his way. The Hidden Stone needed to attack Konoha. He needed chaos. He needed everything to fall in line. He was gonna get the White Zetsus. He needed problem. He needed to make sure that everything was completely ruined, so that Naruto have a bigger time protecting the ones that he loved, while he moved around silently and take what he wanted. First thing first, he needed the 7 tails. Naruto can be saved for last. But guys, if you end subscribe right here. If you want to see this person, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification say posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was put through hell and adopted by the right Kage, and enjoy that guys. And also, go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto was told about the Uzumaki clan from the beginning, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, you heard that correctly, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. If you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here and see you guys tomorrow? Peace out.